and I'm not engaging you enough. Because when I'm in a high school classroom, I want to say pretty much from about 6th grade up sometimes, the kids have their phones. I want to engage you, and now I'm not saying I would use phones all day long, every day, but when I'm allowing them out, you're going to be engaged. And so that's a key. I need to know you well enough to do that. So this is one way I get to know all of you. I'm using the Padlet activity. That. And so this is an example of a 3rd grade class. They did the same activity. And you can see even one of them had time to go in and save an image from Google onto the camera roll and post it. Again, this is a classroom I'm in there once a week. So this is how I stay in touch with where they're at. And also, somebody in the last group said it got what was something that was on your mind. And a lot of times, and I can tell you even with adults, when I do this, you need to check in and you have something on your mind you want to say. When I presented at a conference a couple months ago, somebody posted that their partner was talking about their wife going through chemotherapy. That was what was on his mind. He needed to talk about it, and sometimes we just need to acknowledge what's on our mind to check in. Maybe a kid needs to acknowledge that their dog died last night, and that's all they're thinking about, and now that they've told somebody, they can check in better, and then I know their dog died. So now I can go talk to them about that or check in with that to make sure they're okay. Okay, so the next
of teaching the middle school or junior high age group is that you can have that influence and you can cause them to maybe want to be a teacher as well. How many of you in here have a junior high or middle school teacher as a reason why you are considering the profession of teaching? Anybody? What about high school? Anybody have high school? Another influential age group as well. Whenever you teach between the 7th and 12th grades, you can have this kind of influence. And having that kind of influence is just super cool. I have had a few of my past students who have contacted me through Facebook after they stalked me and found me. Or what does Eric say? They followed me, right? But anyhow, they find me and then they tell me, I'm in college here right now to become a teacher, or I'm already a teacher and I'm teaching here. It is so freaking cool. That is probably one of the coolest things about social media, is that it has allowed me to reconnect with some of my students that were my students so many years ago now, and now they are like almost 30, which is like scary to me. But at the same time, I love it, and I love that then they tell me, you are why. For me, it was a junior high teacher why I decided to become a teacher. She shaped everything in my life so much during those 2 years, and I was so fortunate to have her for 2 years in a row that I decided, I want to do this, I want to do that too. And I ended up going back to my junior high and teaching there, and teaching with some of the people that were my teachers. It's kind of weird. It's a little awkward when you're still like, hi, Mr. So-and-so, and they're like, just call me Jim, and you're like, I don't know about that. It's kind of weird. That was definitely an adjustment, but it's really cool. Now, challenges. So what are the challenges for this age group? Kind of some of the same things that we talked about as being a positive. The physical changes that their bodies are going through. I think that that's one of the things why people fear them, is because adolescence is upon them. Their bodies are turning against them in their minds because all these freakish, weird things are happening. And some of them have really cool parents that talk to them and tell them what to expect. I don't know, some people have the, in 5th grade, they come talk to you about adolescence, and then they do it again in like your health class in junior high. Some kids are rolling with just that information, and that's not a lot. And so they end up coming to you, the educators, and going, I don't know what's wrong, what is going on with my body? It's like I woke up today and it's turning against me. Why? Why is there war on my body? And so some of them don't react too positively during this time period, and I think that that's why people don't want it. But for the most part, if you just give them support and give them attention, and they know that they're okay and that this is normal, that's all they need.
Automatic and almost prescriptive. We go about it in sort of a prescriptive way. Okay, this student is going to need peer modeling and a visual schedule. I think that's really going to help the student. And over here, I'm really going to utilize a positive behavior support system to help this student. So we know all of these things, and then we know the different disabilities, and we know how to plug in the right strategies to help students. Special educators are experts on all things SPED law. So I mentioned IDEA. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of laws that we have to know and we have to follow. There are timelines and ways of communicating, making sure that parents are informed and part of our team. And we've got to really follow those laws. We have laws about confidentiality. We can't disclose to just anyone that our student has this disability or that disability. So again, we've got to really know what we're doing in terms of SPED law so that we're aligned with those laws.